What geography fact blows your mind? Palm trees grow in Ireland at 53 degrees north. In Canada at 55 degrees north there are polar bears. Australia is wider than the moon.
There are 14 mountains over the height of 8,000 meters. All of them are in Asia.
Antarctica is the world's largest desert, since it doesn't get all that much rainfall. Also, if you put a cherry on top of it, Antarctica is the world's largest desert. Despite Canada being the US's neighbor to the north, the majority of Canadians live south of Seattle. Rubies and sapphires are in fact the same mineral,
and both of them,
as well as emeralds, are actually rarer than diamonds. California is the closest state to Hawaii, but Hawaii is the furthest state from California. Canada has more lakes than the rest of the world combined. If you took a boat out of Reykjavik and sailed directly south, the first landmass you'd hit would be Antarctica. Reno, Nevada is farther *west than Los Angeles, California. Alaska is simultaneously the furthest west, east, and northern point in the U.S. France's longest border is with Brazil. Canada has the longest coastline in the world at approximately 243,042 kilometers. It's estimated that it would take more than 30 years to walk Canada's coastline at the rate of 19 kilometers a day. My parents in Canada live closer to me in England than they do to my in-laws in Canada. Although I'm on the other side of the planet, only one country separates me from North Korea. Russia and America are so close. Whenever I look on a map, they are on opposite sides. But they are so much closer IRL. I know, I am an idiot. Maine is the closest point in the US to Africa. Australia is the only continent with no active volcanoes.
Puerto Rico's easternmost point is further away from Key West than Key West is to Canada. There is actually a tiny strip of New Mexico that is directly north of the Texas Panhandle.
Contrary to the level of detail that many maps can show. Not mind-blowing, but my hometown Aberdeen, Scotland, is further north than Moscow. Alaska is actually huge. It's larger than Montana, Texas, and California combined, yet illustrated on maps as being tiny. China has 14 neighboring countries.
Ohio is the only state that doesn't share a letter with the word mackerel.
Detroit is farther east than Atlanta. The geographical center of Canada is in Nunavut, north of the tree line at 62 degrees 24 and 096 degree 28 W. Russia and Japan are only around 10 kilometers away from each other. Bristol, Tennessee is closer to Canada than it is to Memphis, Tennessee. Perth is the most isolated metropolis in the world. The Venus flytrap is native to an area roughly 60 miles around Wilmington,
NC.
I thought it was some recently DSI-covered Papua New Guinea plant. I just learned that Pangaea was not the only supercontinent. The Panama Canal actually runs north to south. Britain, as part of the UN, has had control at one time or another of 171 out of the 193 United Nations. Greenland is further north, south, east, and west than Iceland. Algeria is larger than Greenland. Ecuador and Peru are the only South American countries due south of Miami, Florida. The northernmost point in North America is in Greenland, which is technically Danish. I've always found it oddly cool that a European nation has the northernmost point somewhere outside of Europe. Mauna Kea is the tallest mountain in the world when measured from its base.
It's about 33,500 tall versus Mountain Everest at 29,071.
The landmass of Australia is almost as big as the landmass of Europe. North Korea and Norway are only separated by one country. Maryland is the only U.S. state without a natural lake. Norway is north, south, east and west of Finland. Reno, Nevada is further west than Los Angeles. Roughly half of Canada's population is further south than the entire state of Washington. France have longest domestic flight in the world. Canada has more lakes within itself than all other world's lakes combined. That the UK and France made a bullet train tunnel that went underwater. I went on it and it was a terrible ride but cool nevertheless. The UK and France are the only two countries in the world which the sun never sets on entirely, due to both countries' large number of territories all across the world. Canada is 41 times the size of the UK and also has a provincial park larger than Switzerland. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe for more content.